Well, it was an explosive night off the boat. The guests now need new gumballs on board, and it's Joao versus everybody. But guys, that's not the most important part. We got Colin and Jamie in the studio tonight. Woohoo! It's Below Deck Med. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It doesn't really have the same effect as like something else, but the lights kind of help.
Yeah, no. Thanks to Joao, there's a lot of broken glass tonight.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. And I think we should also like subtitle this episode the psychotic episode, because literally that was the buzzword. If we were having a drinking game during this episode, it was Michelin star and psychotic. Take a drink whenever those two things are said.
Oh yeah.
I would not
Needless
be
to
here
say,
for
we're
this.
all hammered right now.
Exactly. What's up, guys? We are here talking about Below Deck Med, Season 3, Episode 7. What? How did we get there? So excited walking on broken glass. I'm Laura Thomas, and I got a couple of co-hosts with me tonight.
Hey everyone, I'm Kayley Stumpe.
Hey, I'm Heather Geisler.
And on the couch, we got two of our deckies.
Woo!
Yay! Jamie and
Welcome.
Colin coming in town to visit us.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here, you
Yeah,
guys.
thanks. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Looking all dapper. It's
Thank
nice
you.
to see you guys dressed up.
I wore my pajamas. I hope you don't mind.
I can tell you just
Yeah.
like you want to play it
I
down
know.
a little bit.
I look like crap. I'm sorry.
No, impossible for both of you, I believe.
Oh, make me blush.
Jamie, just a glamour queen over there.
Yes.
So good.
Thank you.
If you guys are checking in on the podcast version, you need to definitely check out the YouTube version
Yes,
because
check
it's
YouTube.
not to be missed. So guys, we're so glad to have you guys here. It's been an amazing season so far.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, and
Happy to be here.
how has it been for you guys watching this experience back? And is it surreal? Is it? Tell me.
I'll be honest. It was. It's all new to me at points. As new as you guys watching it, because, Jamie and I being on deck, or more me on deck. Sorry.
Right. Like half the season inside.
The boat is so big. I never realized half the stuff that happened on the boat. For example, the first episode, the whole nuts thing, I had no idea that happened until it aired.
Really?
No idea. So it's like watching like a fancy home video, but you don't know half the things that happen. So
It's crazy.
So I'm excited as much as you guys are watching the episode every Tuesday. So
Yeah, do you guys have viewing parties?
Oh.
No. I
Well,
believe Casey did.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Casey,
She
Casey
did a
does.
premiere.
I do stuff with, like my family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy, but
Right.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun so far.
So that's so fun. And Casey's local to
Yeah,
New York
Casey,
as well, right?
Yeah, Casey. So I'm Suffolk County. I'm like middle South Shore. Casey is Nassau County, like 30
Okay.
minutes away, which is closer to the city. So she's more west than I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you guys run into each other since the start of the
Yeah,
show?
we had dinner.
Yeah, we did. I went to go see her and I stayed with
Yeah,
her parents.
yeah. Casey,
nice.
Jamie, and I had dinner
Yeah.
at her parents' house, and they came to my town for a couple hours, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Great.
Wow,
That's
you
the
guys
first
are like
time
one
after we
big
saw
happy
them.
family right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Yeah,
it.
no,
Well-
we all get along so far.
Yeah.
For now.
So far.
So far.
Right. I think I said very early on in this season that you guys are my favorite complete cast so far.
Oh well, thank you.
Oh,
You guys
Oh.
are great
Wow.
additions.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think everyone's had has their little quirks,
Yeah.
and I think that it really works,
Totally.
So yeah, hopefully it keeps going. So
Even the ones that don't work are just entertaining to watch for us. Maybe not as entertaining for y'all.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, we all have attributes that contribute to the show
Yeah.
as individuals, which it really works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
boring.
it's-
It's boring if everyone's the same,
Yeah.
So
So
it's,
true.
it's nice to be different.
It's part of the reason why we tune in every week.
Very
Absolutely.
well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys have any reservations about being on Below Deck Med before it began?
No, I was
You were
excited
excited?
as
You're
hell.
all in.
I was petrified, honestly.
Were you really?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched previous seasons before, and I know how the newbie always gets ripped apart. And I was that guy. I didn't know what the hell I was getting into, So, me working on the ferries, besides knowing what port and starboard are, I had no idea what I was doing, But I was so thankful that, Jamie, the rest of the deck crew, and the interior, even Adam, they all were teaching me things every day. They took time out of their day to teach me something, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, you pulled it off well. I never would
So
have known
far.
that you.
So far. Well, thank you. Yeah, I learned quick.
Well, you seem to be. Jamie, were you a fan of the show before it started? Did you
I had absolutely no idea about the show. So on my previous boat, I got this email or like message, and I'll ask my captain, and I'm like, have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's like a huge thing. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And I looked more into it, and then I binged watched all of it, and then I was in.
I love
From
it.
the first episode, I was in. I'm like, yes.
Amazing.
Just like we are, and from the very beginning.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever need like a host to go on the show and maybe give a play-by-play of the
You would just
charter
walk. You would just
season.
walk
I
around.
I'm
think
gonna
you need
volunteer
the
myself.
AFTERBUZZ crew yacht episode.
Right?
So each of us will be like, one will just be like in the kitchen, one will be
Yeah.
like
Right.
on deck,
Yeah.
and then one will be interior.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine being in that kitchen with Adam?
I know.
Like during a heated
I would
moment and be like,
love
what are
to
you
not
feeling right
be
now,
in the
Adam?
kitchen with Adam.
Yeah.
No, he'd probably lose
That's
his
too
mind.
intense.
What about fan reaction as the season has gone on? Have you gotten any weird reactions from fans? Have they said weird stuff to you guys, or has it been mostly positive?
You can go first.
It's been mostly positive for me, being like inside and outside. So I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from women, especially.
Yeah.
One woman said she suffered from depression, and like just watching me go through it. And I sat there with my phone and I was in tears. I'm like, Mom, like I would never have guessed that I could influence someone else's life by just doing what I did.
Right.
So it's been mostly positive. There's been some like weird things in the DMs, but
Oh gosh.
yeah.
I
Always.
just like, there's got to be like a feature to turn the DM off, right?
Yeah, right.
Because at that point,
Just
I
no
would just be like,
messages.
no, just don't contact me. Like, because if you're not willing to put it out there for the world
Right,
to see,
right.
you probably don't need to put it out there at all.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, compared to for what Jamie's saying, on top of that, I say this to everybody, she was by far the MVP of the entire charter season.
Nice.
And not because of
I love your face.
not because all right. No, seriously, I mean, people may complain, about Jamie, how she might have complained that she wasn't on deck as much, which I totally understand because that's what she signed up for,
Sure.
But the fact that she's basically doing two jobs
Yeah.
for one person, no one else on the boat would, well, for me anyway, I couldn't bitch about doing hard work because I would just look at her. She's doing everything inside
Yeah.
and outside. I'm like, well,
and having to put a smile on too.
yeah, exactly. And the fact that she wasn't, bitching at all about it, so if I saw her working her ass off, I couldn't complain about it a thing really. So
That's really
Yeah.
super admirable, but it's a really good point because I think we brought it up in one of our first shows that if I had been hired on to do a specific task and then all of a sudden what I was asked to do is completely like tossed to the side and now I'm just feeling something else,
Right.
I would feel a sense of frustration.
I'm not gonna lie to you. In the moment, I was frustrated. I was, so angry
yeah.
towards Casey. But that was a personal thing for me. It's not me taking it out on Casey at all. But just, after seeing the feedback, I know I did complain, but the fact that I'm affecting so many other women out there, it warms my heart.
No, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
love
great.
that.
Yeah.
And you guys are both deckhands, so you kind of see everything that, when it comes to Joao, going against Conrad's authority and everything, standing up to him, do you think Joao kind of has, it's like okay for him to go against Conrad, or do you think he was always kind of in the wrong?
It's not a right or wrong situation. I mean, there is a hierarchy. I don't want to speak for them. But it's frustrating because I'm a greenie as well. So, I'm going to look at a hierarchy. I'm going to listen to my boss, which is Conrad, and then just witnessing firsthand, like, what's going on here. And I don't accept it. Like, personally, I don't find that that's something you should do in a workplace. So...
I think we found a good balance. I mean,
after a
it
while.
was a little awkward at first, having two people just kind of just bicker at each other the whole time. I think Jamie.
We were
and
there
I,
for each other. We were just like go to each
yeah,
other.
yeah, we are, and
instead.
I think also we found the balance to like when to ask Conrad certain things or when to ask Joao certain things. You know what I mean? Because you know we don't all work at the same time, or you know Conrad may be like on the on the bow and we may all be in in the stern. So you know just trying to find that balance, not to cross any toes or anything like that, and hopefully just get the job done.
Yeah. Who surprised you guys the most on the boat throughout the season?
That would be Colin for me personally. He came on green, like I knew how to do certain things and he didn't. And towards where we are now in the season, he is just, oh wow, he's
Killing
outrunning me. No, he's outrunning me by a
No.
mile. So I was
No.
pleasantly surprised by, how far he came.
I mean, my answer is, literally everybody, because
Oh.
I know the maritime industry pretty good, and they'll rip you apart. If you're the newbie, they start trashing on you right off the bat. So that was basically what I was expecting going into this.
Okay.
And since I stepped foot, obviously I got, I had a couple of jabs being a ferry captain and not knowing what the hell I was doing on a yacht. It's two different worlds.
Right.
But literally
Sure.
everyone, they, like I said, they took time out of their day to teach me something. Even Adam, like, I've been making an omelet wrong for like the past 20 years.
Oh my gosh,
So like,
really?
yeah, and Jamie, like, I've been folding a towel wrong, and like, like stupid stuff like that. And no, everyone was, everyone's, so nice to me. So.
Well, what I really want to know is if Jamie ever taught you her secret chocolate milk recipe. Because clearly,
That's classified information.
okay, it's top secret. Maybe we'll get you to.
Milk queen.
Yeah, you'll see.
I love it. It's so good. Well, let's jump into this episode and chat a
Let's
little
do
bit
it.
about walking on broken glass. So we had an explosive
Cool.
night out.
Yes.
You guys had a much deserved night off the boat, and everybody goes out to this Michelin-starred restaurant, which I 100% thought that Adam was just gonna leave you guys behind and stay in that restaurant for the entirety of his life.
I wanted that cake pop so bad. Well, I shouldn't say cake pop. That probably
The
is
bonbon?
not how to describe it.
The
yes,
bonbon?
the
It
bonbon.
had like the citrusy
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
sorbet inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a sorbet inside.
Amazing. And the
There's a
presentation.
restaurant here in LA that I'm blanking on, the Bazaar, I believe is what it's called, but they do a lot of really crazy foods like that. And one that I had one time was like a pureed, it was like a pureed olive that they had put in a centrifuge and gotten it back into a cylinder shape, and then they filled it with olive juice. So you put the spoon in your mouth and it basically bursts in your
exploded in
mouth.
your mouth. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was so amazing. So that's about the only thing that I could
Like a 5-star gusher.
really, truly, it was a 5-star gusher, olive gusher. But that was the only thing that I could even remotely relate this experience to. I was like, it's got to be the closest. But we see, you guys go out and have a nice night out, and
Honestly, those are my favorite parts of every episode, when you guys get all dressed up and you can leave the boat and relax and have fun and get your drink on a little
yeah,
That's
Or
the point it
try
is for
to
us.
have fun. Try to have fun.
Yeah.
Because every night out so far.
Every
it's been
night
a
out,
surprise.
it's been hell.
well,
Oh my
and
gosh.
this night was no exception with Joao kind of lighting up Hannah,
Yeah.
and immediately from the very beginning, I hope that sip goes down with a bag of nails or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Was the
Yeah.
It
quote.
goes down with nails.
Yeah.
What did you guys think when he said that? Or did you hear him say that at the table?
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, so we were on the opposite side of the table, and
Right.
what I thought, well, I knew he said that,
Okay.
but when he broke the glass, I thought he went to and broke the stem of the glass, and then the whole top
Just fell.
just fell.
Sure.
I didn't realize he was gripping it like a football,
Yeah.
and then just shattered the whole thing in a million pieces.
Well, I kind of watched because I was like, how in the world did that happen? And I guess he was holding the top of
Right,
the
right.
where it's
It
kind
was
of the
close to the rim,
thinnest.
yeah.
The rim,
and then he went full Hulk mode and just started destroying everything.
Truly.
did.
I was like,
I have a feeling that's not the first time he's done that because the glass was empty and he picked it up and he just held it. And it-
Yeah, there was nothing in the
Yeah.
glass.
Like,
yeah,
you
there was,
gotta
yeah,
know
there was
that
nothing
you're
in it. So
able
like,
to
what
do
was
that.
he doing? He,
Yeah.
I don't know.
do
I
we
don't know.
think that was was that a rage
I-
moment,
yeah,
or was
'cause
that just kind of like an accident? He didn't realize his own strength.
I think if you look back to the episode, you see Hannah and Brooke conversing, I think,
Yeah.
in that point,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was looking in that direction. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't. First of all, they shouldn't have been talking about him across
front
the
of
table.
him.
Right.
You know?
And that's what I wanted to know. Like, how did he and Hannah end up sitting next to each other in the first place?
I know.
If they're that animosity towards one another, then why are you sitting next to each other?
I think at one point we all had like seating assignments because we didn't want people
sure.
like starting throwing fists at each other.
Oh my god.
You know?
It's true.
But yeah, no, they didn't learn.
Well, and then we obviously we moved from the restaurant to sort of the night out, and our sweet Brooke enjoys.
We've all been there, right?
I was gonna say.
We've all been there.
Like mine just hasn't been on camera, so thankfully
One
for
in
that.
Naples.
Right? It's true. But, Hannah goes to take a picture and Joao kind of intervenes and tells her to stop. Do we think that Joao did this to defend Brooke or to confront Hannah?
Oh, that's
I think a little of
tricky.
both.
A little of both?
Had to have been a little.
Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell because the fire had kind of already started between him and Hannah, and they were already kind of into it. So was it going to be this way? Had it been Jamie? Had it been Colin? If it was anybody that was passed out, was he just going to go and confront Hannah and wanting to do this, or was he truly trying to defend Brooke?
I mean, he
That's my
probably had a
question.
lot more bravado as well after drinking, and he's like, I'm going to stand up for her. I'm going to.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
I
do
honestly
this.
I think it was more for Brooke.
Yeah.
He was very against the whole cell phone taking pictures of a passed out chick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam was in on the picture as well. I think he jumped into the picture.
He did.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think that was more Brooke related.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their
To be
fair.
intentions
Yeah,
were
to
To be
innocent.
fair, yeah.
yeah, it was
But,
supposed to be like a
yeah.
funny, stupid picture, and it just got a little out of hand. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I just could see him doing it just to spite Hannah.
Yeah,
almost.
because he was already
Well, I
upset
think
with her.
that's also like
Like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
okay, now it's my chance.
Yeah, truly. I mean, because I don't remember who said it, but both it is true that they both kind of defy authority and they both like to confront people. It seems so. They're just kind of like
Kind of antagonistic.
what's that Eminem song? The what's that? Love the way you lie. Tornado and volcano
Oh, yeah,
situation.
yeah.
I know.
Thank you. I got there.
Yeah, no, you got it.
There, wow, nice.
I was thinking about Slim Shady, but I don't think that's it.
I feel like you got a little Slim Shady in you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you bring any Slim Shady tonight for us?
I have a little thing I might have made up. It's nothing crazy.
We know your skills, Colin.
Okay,
We've
first
seen
of all,
this.
I don't know
do
why he's
not
denying it.
I don't either.
do not say skills at all. I am
You've
an
got
Irish
skills with a
kid.
Z.
No. What do you need? You need a beat? You need
No,
a...
I can just
All right, go for
Okay,
it.
let's do this.
I'm trying to think of it.
He's an AfterBuzz
put it on your
exclusive,
phone?
people.
I know, this is an AfterBuzz exclusive. Get excited.
So I'm here with my girls on the AfterBuzz show, where we talk about the Med and the deck below. You got Heather and Kayley and my girl Laura. If they weren't on your screen, I can't believe what the horror. I know I'm looking fresh in my blazer, frame me, but nothing can compare to my girl, Jamie. I know we're here to talk about Below Deck Med. I don't know what else to say right now. Peace out. I'm off to bed.
Oh, that was so good.
Something like that.
Yes.
I loved it.
That is incredible.
Okay, you
Wow.
probably did not see this, but many weeks ago when I first learned of your
Talent.
talents on
Wrap.
yes, exactly, on Instagram, I said that I wanted one for my birthday,
Tomorrow.
and my birthday is Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes.
We
All right,
share
give me an
the same
extra day. Good.
birthday.
So thank you.
By the
got it.
way,
You guys share a birthday?
Because you mentioned mine, and I was like, it's his birthday
Yeah, we had the same birthday.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
When's your guys' birthday?
June
June
4th.
It
4th.
just happened.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm
Happy
sorry.
Happy belated.
belated birthday.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you, because I'm going to personally accept that as our birthday wrap. Our birthday
Amazing.
AfterBuzz wrap.
You
Were
got
you
your
guys in
birthday
town
wish.
together? Did you get to celebrate together?
No, we were home side.
Yeah.
Oh.
That
Wow.
was awesome.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we can just, wrap this up and go home. But, but I guess we should talk about the rest of this episode. So yeah, and then we have just the rest of the night got explosive. Joao calls Hannah a not very nice word. Conrad
Right.
comes to her defense.
And in the car after that whole scene, Colin, we see you kind of confront Joao, but they kind of cut off what you were saying to him. You seemed pretty upset. Do you remember what you said to him?
I it was. What night out was that? 3, 4? I don't remember. But like every
the one
night,
after that.
Maybe.
I'm not. As you can tell, I don't like yell at people. That's not my thing. And.
You just rap at them.
I just hate rap them. Yeah. No, but like it was just one of those. I realized that it's starting to become a trend of Joao being crazy. So And he's talking, I don't know if you could tell, and he was talking gibberish a little bit, and like just being all like, oh, well, you can't tell me what to do, all this stuff. So, being his roommate, he's one of my best friends on the boat. I was just trying to talk some sense and like just shut up, like
You're
just be the
him.
bigger, because they would, between Hannah and him, they would just bicker at each other the whole time. So I'm like, be the bigger person. Step away, shut your mouth, and let's just go on with the night, And he just wouldn't let it go, and I just lost it a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sure it brings down everybody, when the
Yeah,
other crew
exactly.
members are
But
fighting.
you can't say anything to Joao, or else he'll lose his mind again. So I just didn't care, and I just
Yeah,
said what I
and
said.
usually in those moments, I mean, when somebody is so heated like that, there is no speaking to them in that moment. You know what I
Right.
mean? It is like, it just kind of like, let it happen,
Yeah.
whatever, move on, we'll
right,
confront this
especially
tomorrow.
because the day after, every time he'd be like, "Oh, what happened last night?"
Yeah, right.
So like, what's the point of me saying something in the moment if I should just wait
Right.
till the next morning if he's not gonna remember?
Maybe
anything?
that's
Totally.
what Brooke meant when she said she and Joao have a lot in common and they never remember the night.
Yeah, she's
out.
always passed out and he's always blacked out.
Jezebel.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's a good point, Kayley. Oh man. Well, I'm anxious to see sort of. They kind of come to the decision, Joao and Hannah, that nights out, stay parted.
Yeah.
That's the only way that this is going to remain
Right.
amicable, and I
Right.
think that's a healthy decision. I think that was a smart thing to do. And then we saw Hannah and Conrad go on their official first date.
What do you guys think of them
yeah.
as a couple? Or what did you think of them
They
back when
hug
you
too
were?
much.
They hugged.
Why do they hug so? Why?
No,
You
we
don't like
noticed
hugs?
that as
Why
well.
do
We
they?
were talking about
why
it.
do they do that?
And it's like one of those
On the bow, they're like,
embracing-
they just hold each other.
Oh my god.
They need some emotional
Did you
support.
know? Like, why do they do that?
Aw.
It's like hard to watch.
It's
But
It's awkward because he's my bosun, so it's just it's so.
But no, I
strange
mean,
for me.
they seem to, be compatible with each other.
Yeah.
Hopefully the age difference doesn't really mess them up too much. But you'll have to see.
I'm impressed that they fit in the small little bed together and are
Oh my
comfortable
gosh.
like that.
That is
right?
impressive.
Those are
That's
we were just talking about
some
that. Those are
dorm-
like,
some
those
dorm
are like-
life.
those are the bigger beds.
The
the top
Adam
bunks.
and Conrad and Hannah and Brooks, the top bunks are like slightly wider.
Yeah, the bigger.
Oh, okay.
Slightly wider, meaning like the size of this couch.
Oh no.
Much bigger.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say much, but yeah, you got the
This
idea.
is ours.
Okay.
But you also think like Conrad is like a rail, so like
He is very long and lanky.
yeah, he is
very long
he is a
and lanky.
slender fellow.
So they might as well be in a king bed then.
Yeah, true.
It's true. It's true. Well, I really like this relationship. I mean, I'm enjoying seeing where it's going. I'm surprised that it's lasted as long as it has because I didn't expect that. But hey, have your fun.
I think it
kind-
surprised us too.
It did
Yeah.
for sure.
Really?
For sure.
It kind of reminds me of like a Bonnie and Clyde when she's talking about, how she is and he's like, I like it. And they're like, let's do this together.
They like whisper sweet nothings in each other's ear.
They really do. But I think it also is nice that clearly they were both frustrated in their positions, and it's nice that they have one another to talk to.
Right.
I would imagine, especially being in positions of leadership
Right.
and being able to kind of commiserate together, that might be something comforting.
Right.
So I think that only helps strengthen their
I
relationship.
was surprised by Hannah because if you've watched like previous seasons, the way she opened up to Conrad,
Right.
and she showed such a sensitive side.
Yeah.
She has the feels.
She does
Yeah.
have the feels for him, and it's a side of Hannah we've never seen before.
Never.
That's such a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, she kind of told us that 2 weeks ago when we were talking with her on Skype, how Conrad kind of brings that out of her, the sweeter, softer side of her.
And we do. We are learning. I didn't know that about. She opened up a little bit about her childhood, and she kind of
Yeah.
lost a lot of the male figures in her life between. She said the ages of 5 and 7, and I think that really is telling about the Hannah that we've seen in the
Right.
past,
Right.
and then also this sort of new Hannah that we're meeting this year.
I mean, it
So-
is pretty early to date at that age, so I understand. 5 to 7 it's early.
Yeah, it is.
So I get it.
It's a little too young,
Hannah,
a little
I
too
get, I
young.
got it.
Being the
You're- you
heartbreak.
yeah.
Would you guys consider Hannah a cougar when it comes to dating Conrad?
I when he said that, I got a bit shocked. That's not the word I would have used.
I'm like, oh.
But I don't think she falls in that category.
No,
yet.
absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. No. I think that was a little extreme, or they're just the wrong choice of words.
Wrong
Well,
choice
like
of words.
maybe in like 10 years we might consider that a cougar. I don't know, right? The age
just
difference.
Is there an age
but-
difference? Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
met an
but-
older woman.
No, I like it. I
Right. Which he loves. He loves
Yeah.
the older women.
Right.
Which I can appreciate that. I think that's
Yeah.
really cute.
I know. I love it.
Anyway, so more on that relationship hopefully to come. We keep
Yes.
seeing a little bit development. But before we get into that and we start talking about these new guests, we want to invite you guys. I know we have a lot of viewers right now that are watching us on YouTube and our live chat and live stream, but we also have a podcast edition. And so if you guys haven't checked us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you hear your podcast, make sure you jump on there, give us a 5-star rating, leave a comment. Make sure you search for Below Deck Mediterranean and not just Below Deck, because we have split. We have partnered ways like the Red Sea, and we are now our own podcast channel. So make sure you search for Below Deck Med, rate us, and then I think Ms. Heather has some more information about that as well.
I do, AfterBuzzers. So here at this network, we produce after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But now we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. And besides helping us a ton, here's what's in it for you. It caters specific content you already like directly to you. It brings you your favorite after shows so you don't have to seek them out. And it suggests contents from other channels or podcasts that might interest you. So subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover your shows we're sure you'll love. Since you're already tuned into our reality channel, you might be interested in shows like Jersey Shore, Big Brother, which is one of my favorites, and it's starting tomorrow.
Oh,
I believe,
yeah.
Big Brother starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Teen Mom 2, which I'm currently on, and Southern Charm, which Laura
Which I'm
is
currently on, and it's wrapping up,
Yes.
guys. I'm so sad.
So remember, we have channels from other genres too. Please don't be shy about subscribing to them either. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be. They're optional. It's easy. Hit that subscribe button now for an even easier AfterBuzz experience. And if you let us know that you did in the comments, we'll shout you out on air. So
will.
thank you for being the best fans, and we promise to continue to do our best to serve you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So in 7 minutes and 1 second, we are going to talk about the guests on this new group of guests that come on board.
Let's do it.
Rainbow Gumballs.
Rainbow Gumball guests. All right. So how did you guys feel about these guests in particular? Have we seen the worst of them yet, or is there more drama to come with these particular guests?
I found them to be pretty easy.
Pretty easy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Seems like
think
they're headed that way.
they said in the very beginning of the episode that they seemed like they were pretty lovely.
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
It's also different with the deck crew because
Right.
putting up the slide may be a pain in the ass, but then like we play with jet skis all day.
Yeah. It's not a bad life.
So like it doesn't suck.
You
know
ride
what I mean?
inflatable bulls.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah. But yeah, I think it's different with the interior. If they have demands and
Take it more personal with the guests.
Right.
whereas
Yeah.
we're
Right.
just out
Right.
for
We just
fun,
get everything.
the
Yeah.
good-
We just get everything ready for them to use and.
Yeah.
So you're saying that when I apply to be on Below Deck Med, I
Yeah.
should apply to be on the exterior
Yeah.
instead of the interior.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would
Absolutely.
highly
Yeah.
suggest.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I guess you would know coming from both sides of the
Yeah.
coin. I
Yeah.
guess. Okay, so just mental note to myself:
Yeah.
exterior instead of interior.
to know.
Good to know. What about the? I guess one of the charter guests going down to the kitchen to check on dinner.
That was hard to watch.
Yeah, what was up
I
with that?
didn't know that had happened, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment on that. But
Right.
I don't know.
But Hannah warned them. She said she was going to give them the 10-minute notice, or give Adam the
Right.
10-minute
Well,
notice.
Adam still rewarded the fact that Hannah had said like the communication was going great, and so I don't know what happened there.
There was a little breakdown somewhere, and I don't know.
I think it was the one chick that was taking her time.
Mascara
yeah,
chick.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think because everyone was ready except for her, so like Adam easily could have just served like en route
Right.
Yeah.
while she was walking up or whatever. They.
They
were,
tried.
they were probably waiting for a lot longer, and then they just got really hangry.
Yeah.
But at the same
and
time,
were
like, if he was at a
"Food now."
restaurant, would he go to the back of the kitchen and ask where his food is? No.
No.
He wouldn't. So like, just sit down. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Not
anyway.
too classy.
I
Right.
think we all would agree on that. The minute that he walked in there, I was like, my
Yeah.
like heart jumped
Right.
into my throat.
Right.
I totally.
And it seemed like Adam had just like cursed at the plate or something.
Oh yeah. So
like, oh,
I don't know.
hello.
But again, he's in his element. He's allowed to be how he is
Yeah.
in his element.
Right.
You know, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that's not the time to have the guests come and criticize your work.
Not
so.
at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, well I guess we'll get more on those guests next week. Before, let's jump into the little Joao, Casey, Brooke love triangle that seems to be forming on this boat still.
Yeah. When Conrad was with us a couple weeks ago, he said that him and you guys, some of you guys, didn't know anything about Brooke's relationship with Joao, at least at the beginning.
Yeah, were you guys aware that there was that love triangle was kind of forming?
Casey is my bunkmate.
Okay.
So I walked around that boat knowing a lot more than everyone thought I knew.
Ah, yeah.
So I knew there was something brewing, but I was like, you know what? I sort of am fly on the wall on that boat, and I just stay away from.
Good for you. That's
Yeah.
probably a good
Yeah.
stance to take.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so open to flirting with everybody. So just getting like, you know, a soda from the fridge.
Yeah.
You know, he's like just hitting on everybody. Like,
I thought you were going to say
including me.
he's hitting on the refrigerator.
Yeah, he probably was. You know, so I thought it was just friendly flirting. I never really realized that something more was coming out of that.
Well, I think once feelings start to be developed, see, the thing that I don't appreciate about Joao in this situation is that he knows exactly what he's doing. He says there's lovely things about Casey and there's lovely things about Brooke, and I like them both. I don't know what I want to pick. And he's like, so why pick? You know what I mean? Like, he's just having this moment where he's like, why pick? Why not just have my cake and eat it too?
So lovely in their own ways. Like, I do see where he's coming from. I mean, but I have a type. I have one type of person that I like. So I don't know. And they couldn't be more different. And they couldn't be more different. So I don't understand, like, what this aim of the game is.
Yeah, I mean, I just think his head just exploded.
Yeah.
Not only did one, you know, beautiful chick was into him, but two of them.
Two of
Right.
them.
So, you know, his head was probably in a million places and just wanted to
Right.
please everybody.
I don't know. I don't like either one of them for him. I've said it a million times, but I don't. Mm-hmm. I think they need to go running in the opposite direction.
Jump off the boat.
Yes,
Start swimming.
truly, just swim to the island, find a nice Naples man.
Yeah, when they're both talking to him, he just kind of like stares and smiles.
But he laughs
Doesn't
it off.
really- yeah.
We've kind of noticed that, you know, Casey will ask it. It got to
You
the
know,
point
he
where
doesn't
Casey
answer the
was like,
question. He
Yeah.
just kind of laughs
Yeah.
it and shrugs it off.
yeah.
Well, hopefully neither. I don't know. Hopefully we won't see a whole lot more of either one of them with him, really. But it looks like we might.
We'll see. We'll
I
see.
think
know,
I
we'll
think I saw a
see.
little lip locking happening in that preview for
yes.
next
I
week.
know.
Right? And Brooke to this day is still defending Joao. I mean, even you know, on Twitter as recently as 4 or 5 days ago, she was very vocal about how much of a fan of Joao she is, and so, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, a couple that we were rooting for before this was actually Brooke and Colin.
Oh yeah, that was a
I
big.
mean, we saw a little hint of something, and I love how Jamie.
I
called
love
him out with
Jamie
that photo.
in that moment. So will we see any more of maybe Brooke and Colin this
Wow,
episode?
that's what I want to know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, you're not gonna give us anything?
I honestly forgot.
Do you think Brooke is cute?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't think
I
that Brooke's
know,
cute?
right?
You
Yeah.
know.
Like, how can I lead him in the direction and tell me more? Oh man, no, that's exciting. What about you, Jamie? Do we ever see you get any love connection on the boat?
I mean, I hope
Or
that
off
the
the boat.
next few guests that come along, there's something there. But
Yeah.
crew-wise, don't screw the crew.
Don't screw the
I
crew.
like
good
it.
motto
I
to
like it.
live
Well, that's
by.
actually a really great segue. We want to play a little game with you guys super quickly. It's called Naughty or Yachty.
Sure.
So we're going to give you guys some scenarios, and you tell us if you think that it's naughty behavior or yachty behavior.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, there we go. So to your point, Jamie,
Yeah.
hooking up with a charter guest, naughty or yachty?
Naughty.
Naughty.
Like, it's a no.
Okay. What about you, Colin?
I say yachty.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, you never know, like. What if it winds up being someone that
That's a big
What if there's an actual
if.
connection? Right?
you can't fight that?
I mean, okay. I mean, after, should the guests leave the boat and you did recognize they were, like, sure, maybe then, but, like, not while I'm working or...
What if Captain Sandy found out that you hooked up with one of the guests? Would that be a problem?
That is naughty. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
very
definitely.
naughty.
So
Definitely.
you'd have to get away with it then.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see. What other naughty or yachty? What about Adam telling Casey, in regards to Sandy taking her side in the Hannah and Casey feud, that it doesn't matter what Hannah thinks as long as Sandy's pleased with her.
It's yachty. I would say that's yachty. It's
Yeah.
your captain.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, she's your boss, so
Sure.
yachty.
Forget about the resume.
Ugh.
Forget about the resume.
Oh, that
That
resume.
That
was a
resume.
problem.
Ugh.
Okay, naughty or yachty taking photos with a drunk Brooke. Oh my god.
I'm gonna say naughty.
Oh. Okay. What about Miss Jamie?
I'm just gonna be that fly on the wall.
She's gonna plead the fifth. She's gonna plead the fifth on that. Okay.
I have one. Department heads taking breaks together. Naughty or yachty?
Yachty.
You said yachty?
Yeah, because you live and work together. Like it's not. There's gonna come a point where you take a break together.
Well, in this situation, I say naughty.
Okay. All right, and then I guess one last one to wrap up. What about? Go ahead.
What about the guests not being specific on their preference sheet because they don't want to look like an a-hole?
Oh yeah.
I found that kind of sweet.
Okay.
I think that is naughty.
Naughty.
Yeah, I think
Well,
you should,
it
I
is
think you should put
naughty.
down whatever.
Exactly what you want.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
Exactly.
in a respectable manner, of course.
100%. Because then I said, she was like, well, I feel like an a-hole now, like, because I wanted to put exactly what color of gumball I wanted.
Right.
But then I would feel like an a-hole, and now you're complaining about it, so
Right.
now you look like an
Right.
a-hole.
Yeah.
And you're also
Exactly.
like 45, so why are you eating gumballs?
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad we got that in there before we got this whole thing wrapped up.
Great job, you guys.
You guys are awesome.
Naughty,
Thank
naughty.
you. Thank you for playing that game with us. So let's just chat really fast. We got some quick news to get to.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So first, I'm very excited about this because Conrad is on Watch What Happens Live tonight
I
on
know.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so everyone tune in to Bravo tonight, 11:10 Central. And just saying, we were Conrad's very first interview.
I'm just going to say we did it before you, Andy Cohen.
We
so.
did.
In your face.
Just kidding. I love Andy.
And then let's see, we kind of mentioned this, how Brooke is still to this day defending Joao on Twitter. She says, wow, I really don't like to get involved in this, but please, people, just be kind and empathetic. Realize your words may hurt real people. Just because they put themselves out there for a TV show doesn't mean they don't have feelings. Joao, you're a gentleman, loving, hardworking, and intelligent. The opposite of what a lot of people have seen.
I like that tweet.
I know. I do too.
She's pretty
I do,
passionate
too.
about the fans going after Joao.
That would be exactly what I would expect Brooke to say, though. You know,
Absolutely,
that would
absolutely.
be exactly what I would expect. So that's awesome.
She's a sweetheart.
Any other news? Or are we done?
One more.
Oh,
Below Deck Med is in the running to become Emmy nominated.
yeah!
How exciting is that? Congratulations. Yes. Pending a vote from TV Academy members.
So fingers crossed,
Congratulations.
you
That's
guys. What an
exciting.
amazing, exciting accomplishment. Fingers crossed on that. Okay, let's get into a couple predictions before we hop out of here.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
We have lights and sound bites.
I know.
All right, Miss Heather, do you have any predictions
Well,
coming up?
I'm just really excited to see where Conrad and Hannah go and how Captain Sandy, if she, starts getting involved with that. That's
So-
what I'm most excited to
So you
see.
think, okay, do you think that their relationship makes it to the end of the season?
I think it does.
Oh,
Yeah.
good girl,
I,
yay.
I definitely think it does.
Love
Yeah.
it. Miss
Oh
Kayley.
my gosh. Joao and Brooke. Makes me nervous. Yeah. I think, because he was all over Casey, and then Casey lies on her resume, then he's all over Brooke. And then I'm like nervous if they're gonna kiss, and
I hope not. Well, on the
Yeah.
heels of that, I'm gonna predict that Colin and Brooke become a thing. You can confirm or deny anytime.
I can't say it.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to tune in. You guys have been amazing.
Thank you so
you
much.
so
Thank
you for having us.
much
Thank
for being here. Enjoy your
you.
time in LA.
I will, definitely.
Will do.
Guys, we will be back next week to catch up on more All Things Below Deck Med. Until then, I'm Laura L. Thomas. Whoa. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Laura L. Thomas TV.
And I'm Kayley Stumpe. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and check out my podcast, Sex and Studio City.
Hey guys, I am Heather Geisler. Find me at 500 Days of Heather on Instagram.
Yay. Welcome, Heather. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm so excited for next week.
See you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.